Good afternoon. It's 12th of August 2022. Welcome to my first edition of Up the Reds. I'm going to be talking about all things Liverpool on and off the pitch this season. Would like some feedback from you guys, whether it's good, bad, indifferent. If it's bad, believe me, I'll take it on the chin. Okay, so right, so let's get talking about all things Liverpool. Firstly, I just want to say there's still some fallout coming from the Fulham game. I know it was a bad performance. I know we played under par, but you have to give some credit to Fulham. They did give us a good game for 90 odd minutes. And if truth be known, if we'd have taken our chances on another day, we'd have won that game, quite simply. So let's get on to today on Up the Reds. So we had the press conference from Jurgen Klopp today. That was quite interesting to listen to that. He did mention the poor performance against Fulham, but some of the questions the journalists were asking were, I'm thinking, the game's over. Okay, we know it felt like a loss and whatever, but looking at the injury that Thiago picked up there, he's going to be out for a while. We don't quite know how long, but Klopp did say that he's read somewhere that it's 4 to 6 weeks. He'd love 4 weeks, but I did see Thiago on his Twitter account. He was on a exercise bike at home, so it looks like he was putting some miles in on there. So I don't know whether it's going to be 4 weeks. It could be possibly less than that, and whatever. Also, the journalists were asking Klopp about the midfield situation and the injury, etc. He said that we'll find a solution within the squad that he's got. He has got options in there. We do play on Monday against Palace, but I think we should just let him just get on with it regarding who he starts and picks. No doubt people are going to be up in arms about who he doesn't pick and who should be starting, but don't forget, guys, we're not on the training pitch day in and day out. We're just bystanders. We just read and sort of like watch from the outside what's going on. I think we would be surprised if we were invited to a training session at Liverpool from the moment the lads come in to when they go, how much effort goes into preparing for a Premier League game as well. So on transfers, Klopp did say that he'd bring somebody in if it was the right thing to do. Some few names have been bandied about. I mean, I don't normally take any interest until I see a statement coming from the club to say, yes, Liverpool have agreed a fee with A, B or C, and the player is going to be coming down for a medical and personal terms have been agreed, etc. Are we short in midfield? On a personal opinion, I'd probably say, yeah, we are. The only reason I say that is because we're looking at to rely on youngsters like Elliott to play in midfield. I know he's just signed an improved contract to keep him at the club for the next 6 years or 5 years or whatever he signed. But basically, that works both ways. I want him to achieve. That's my first thing I want to say about Harvey Elliott. I want him to achieve at the club. But if it doesn't, and he's got a long-term contract, and we need to sell him on, there's a bit of a transfer fee in there. It's a different way of looking at it from my perspective, but I do want the lad to succeed. Other options, yeah, we got Millie. Millie's not got the legs, but he can do a job in there. There's been talk about Henderson's contribution recently. Yeah, okay, he's off the boil a bit, but the lad has played many games. He's the most successful captain in the last 7 years, 6 years. You know, he's won everything for the club. So yes, we're looking at the midfield, and you know they're a bit aged, the ones that are starting, apart from Fab. And again on Fab, people have been saying that he's not up to his normal self and whatever. Don't forget, it's just one game of the season. The lads have been on, I don't know, 14,000-mile round world trip trying to sell Liverpool. Personally, I don't know why you want to do that, because just get a subscription for LFC TV like I do, and watch everything that goes on there. I don't think we need to go around. If you support Liverpool wherever you are in the world, you're gonna buy the merchandise. You're gonna do this. I know it's about the brand, the club brand, but that's the world that we live in. Unfortunately, it'll be like that again next summer. We'll probably end up going to, I don't know, Australia or America. It seems to be the norm. We do these things because sponsors put millions into organising little 3-match tournaments, and they invite other Premier League teams to play because, and no doubt, I think the Premier League have something to do with that as well. So, but yeah, so the press conference went all right. I thought Klopp was a bit narky with one or two of the journos' questions. He makes out to say that he doesn't understand the question, but I think that's just Jurgen Klopp saying, "What a stupid thing to say," you know. And let's why have you asked that question? But yeah, I did hear later on today that there might be another injury in the camp, and that's to Joel Matip. So Joel looks like he's going to be out. He has a bit of a groin injury, so we're led to believe that there. Right, so it's Palace on Monday. I mean, it feels, after the Fulham game, it feels an eternity since the second game. This is all down to broadcasters, isn't it? You know, 9 days when we played Fulham. It's going to be 7 days for the next game after the Palace game to those silly knobs down the East Lancs Road. You know, who I'm not laughing about what's going on at United. I mean, it's to be fair, it's I mean, he's in hysterics inside, but I don't want to say too much about that. About what's going on there, but it's just a mad situation, and it's great watching from the outside. But yeah, so yeah, Crystal Palace. They gave Arsenal a game in the second half. Now, I did say for the Fulham game that would be all over Fulham, and how wrong was I about that? Thought we had enough depth in the squad there, but with the Palace game, they do like to play open football. You saw how open they were against Arsenal. I thought they were unlucky, possibly in the second half, but yeah, we should, with the support behind us, get this game through and hopefully get the first 3 points on the board. with that. I mean, it's going to be an electric atmosphere. First league home game of the season. It's been very, very warm last couple of days. It's going to be even warmer next couple of days. But Monday, it seems that it might be a bit cooler, some thundery showers, etc. So it'll probably bode well for the game being played Monday evening rather than Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon. But yeah, 8 o'clock kickoff might just suit us down to the ground. Just like everybody else, I think we're going to see Darwin Núñez start with Mo on the right and Diaz on the left. Midfield, interesting. If there's no further injuries, it'll be Fabinho, Henderson, and then it's either Milner or Elliott that starts. And yeah, Elliott did make a bit of a difference. We just have to be careful. He's a young lad, and as soon as he makes mistakes, people jump on his back. He's learning his trade. He is a good player. He's played 20 odd times in the Premier League last season for Liverpool. We know what he's about, etc. So. But yeah, we should be able to see us beating Palace on Monday. The other thing about that Palace game is last time we played really, really bad. It was in, I think it was in the lockdown behind closed game where we got beat. I forget who we got beat by, but we ended up playing Palace the week after at Anfield, and we absolutely did the business. So yeah, midfield. The bench will be have some young lads on there again. From the under 23s, I would imagine. Yeah, it should be a good game. What I'll talk about now is the ticketing. What I think is a ticketing fiasco. Now, I managed to get to a few home games, both league games and Champions League games last season. But with this new system where they're saying you needed to register family and friends by the 4th of August. Now, I only have four or five on mine. I haven't got 10,000 copite mates out there as family and friends. So, and they were saying that if whoever you've not got on your family and friends, they can't give you a ticket. Well, to me, that makes no sense, because tickets when they become available and somebody doesn't go and they know somebody's looking out for one and they're a genuine red, which 99.9% of us are, what's wrong with us getting that ticket sent over to us, as long as we have a NFC pass on our phone, and it's a legitimate ticket, it's distributed by whoever. What I don't like is that how many tickets at Anfield go to Tory supporters. Not Tory, I hate the Tories as well, but tourist supporters. There's loads. You only got to see the mega store on a match day. It's just an observation. They say that you can't take bags into the stadium to watch games, but how many tourists you see in the mega shops coming out with bags and bags of merchandise? And I've spoken to a couple of them, said, are you going to the game? Yeah. And I said to them, well, you won't be allowed to go in with that bag there. You'll have to go and dump it in your car or whatever. And guess what? They allow them in because of it's and you see them in the stands. I know they're bringing money to the club, but I live about 50 miles away from Liverpool, And what I want, a fair system, is for local supporters to be offered tickets. I've been going 50 odd years to Liverpool. Tickets have been getting harder and harder to get, you know, but for local supporters, why don't you just open up the ticket office so they can go and queue and go and get the tickets, rather than telling them to order them on, online, or when they become available. It is a fiasco for me this season, and Liverpool have said that it's been in discussion with supporters groups, but I've not read or heard anything from the supporters group that this is what was agreed. It's just not it's not fair. I mean, when I get my tickets, I do use the club store online to purchase things, but I very rarely spend anything when I'm inside the ground. I'd rather support the local bars. A couple of pints before the game with some of the lads that I meet up with. I get my pies from Home Bakery, supporting that that shop there, and it has. And on occasions, I've had some chips and Chinese curry sauce on the way to the car. But yeah, I think the ticketing thing can be a lot better at Liverpool. It just seems to be a bit draining for some supporters. You go on Twitter and people don't get a ticket. First thing they do is lambast the club to say what a load of rubbish this system is, etc. Why are they doing this? Why are they doing? And just talking about that, the credit system is absolutely garbage. If you buy a ticket and for some reason you can't go to the game, you bought a ticket genuinely wanting to go to the game, and you don't go to the game, you lose that credit on the ticket because it goes to the person that you've passed your ticket on to. Why? That person possibly won't go to another game again. So why should they have your credit with them? They'll be over the moon getting a credit now, and that can't be fair, surely. If genuine Liverpool supporters, again, 99.9% are, buy a ticket to go to the game. If it's about stopping tout from getting hold of these tickets, the biggest touts and the biggest daylight robberies are these companies that offer hotel and ticket to a Liverpool game. And people are paying up to £500 or £600. That can't be right. Surely, Liverpool Football Club should be chasing those guys who are making a mint out of that scenario there. It's not right at all. So just while I'm talking about tickets and opening up ticket offices at the ground for local supporters, who I think should always be given the first option to get those tickets. But if you don't want it on your phone, go and get one. I can't see there being an issue with that. And if it's all to do with we're saving the planet, this, that, and the other, I mean, we're not really saving the planet, are we? When the new stand's built, there's going to be 60 odd thousand people going to Anfield. There's no trains station near Anfield. There's no trams near Anfield. So our carbon footprint around the ground's massive because of us supporters, the way we get to it. And it's I know some use the local bus service, but I get there in the car, like majority of people do. Just talking about the ground itself, getting to the ground, the Annie Road stand is going to be some stand. That, I mean, can you imagine the songs coming off from there, going down onto the pitch side? They've got a great section of fans in that stand, singing all the anthems at Anfield. But I went to the Strasbourg game, and I had a good walk round actually. I went to the Strasbourg game and I sat in the middle of the Kop, and I just looked at it and I thought, wow, that is gonna have some noise coming from it when it's built. I don't see much going to happen to the King Kenny stand. I don't think they can do much to the Kop without rerouting a major A road. You've got the 12th man pub there, that would have to go or be moved. You've got the park, two pubs that have been there donkey's years, and I can't see that happening. You've got the mega store there, it's in the way, but the road, which is an A road, and it's a very busy road, they get shut on match days. You'd have to reroute that somewhere. The infrastructure would have to be massive. I mean, is it if we went up to 70 odd thousand, we'd have to have transport links to get to the stadia. Like I say, there's no train station there. There's no tram service at just anywhere in Liverpool to move people about, etc. So I'd probably be saying, that would be that would probably be it. I can't see anywhere any further developments done, but FSG have proved some doubters wrong, haven't they, when it comes to doing things at the club? I mean, the AXA training facility is superb now. To be fair, since the Premier League came in 30 years ago, we've always seemed to be playing catch up. It took us nearly 30 years to win the Premier League, but we've always seemed to be playing catch up. But now we've got FSG on board, whether you like them or not. You can't say that they've not been putting, as they would say, the bucks into the club, but they have been doing. Right, okay, so I'm going to upload this on my YouTube page, Up the Reds. Okay, please send me some comments. Like I say, whether negative, positive, can I do anything better? Anything else that you want to know from this, from myself? And I'll can you hear the dogs barking? You can tell I'm working from home, can't you? There's a Prime van that's just pulled up outside, and two little sausage dogs having a go at the driver. So apologies if you can hear that. Yeah, as I was saying, so if you can give me some feedback, if you want me to talk about anything else, I'll try and do these after each game. I won't do one before because I'm just finding my feet on here. I'll try and do I'll do them after each game, and I'll give you some news in between. But thanks very much for listening. Up the Reds.